here with Levi, and I've got my sister Cozi here with me today. And we are going to talk about the end of the year, start of the new year, and the title is How to Make 2026 Badass.
I love that. I love a badass year.
Thank you, Ashley, for making bigger font than I typed my notes out in, so I don't have to look old. Bring my readers. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus, getting the new podcast studio set up, even though we painted it the wrong color.
Oh, I didn't know
Other than that, so we're going to talk. We don't do resolutions. We do goals. And I don't really change much of my life during the year based on what time of the year it is. We set goals and then we revisit them quarterly, so we make sure we're hitting them. Obviously, 2025 is not as good a year real estate wise as we'd like it, but a lot of that's due to the market. So we'll just start off. I made a 7-step program to make your year badass. So this is mostly to Cozi. And I want to start out by saying a lot of this stuff I have to work on as well. I'm not preaching like this is how I'm so amazing. You're semi-decent.
You're all right.
This is kind of stuff I need to work on, and I think other people will get a lot of value out of it as well.
So a question for you before we start. Have you set your goals for the year?
I'm working on them right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I haven't.
No.
So I was like, are we jumping the gun on this? And I'm going to be like...
No, I haven't set my goals. I've got some that are locked in, like my fitness goals locked in. Obviously I want to finish up, get my pilot's license all the way done. But I haven't done I don't want to do like a number, like income number. I want to do a transaction number, which I think the money will follow.
Right.
So that's what you and I kind of need to have a little whiteboard session. Number one is to define the direction of where you want to go. The big picture must have clarity. And the reason I said, because if we don't know the big picture, and if it doesn't have clarity, we're just kind of running in the wind. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think you have to have a big vision, a big goal for yourself, and your other goals. So we do 12 or 13 goals, and all of those goals must align to the one big goal.
Right.
To be ultra successful.
Yeah, which I feel like anytime, like last year setting my goals, I feel like that's kind of how I did it. I started with my one big goal, and then I set the other ones to reach it, basically. Yeah, so, and just to kind of, in all of the stuff that we talk about, I steal from the personal coaching that I get. Ed Milet is a coach of mine, Dan Martell, Andy Versella. I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy in the world. I just listen to the smartest guys in the world. So our goals, we do like a new construction goal, how many new construction houses we want to close, how many real estate transactions we want to do. Buying one rental a year is always on the goal list. And then we do some personal goals, like mine is getting my pilot's license. Buying a new plane is a goal. Hopefully we'll get closed this week. So that'll be one that I'll check off the list. And then this year I want to add some like family goals, like with my kiddos. Spend more time with them, help them get to where they want to be, that kind of stuff. So. Wow.
Yeah.
You're getting soft.
I am soft. Break my kid of being a procrastinator is a big one.
I don't know how to do that.
So the big goal has to, we said it before, all your goals have to align to the big goal of how you see your life.
Yeah, so I guess that's my question for you. So when you're saying big picture goal, your big goal,
right.
Is it a monetary? Is it how you feel? Like, what are you setting your... what's your
big goal? Big goals to me is how I picture my life being.
Okay.
And where I'm at, having built wealth, is a big one, and I always am a little off on that because I don't want people to think it's all about money. Mm-hmm. But building my business, treating the employees good, helping them hit their goals. That's relationships with your family, relationships with your friends. That is where I want to picture myself flying across the state, working on jobs, and just making our life better.
So it's interesting though to even think about like a few years ago they were totally different, and it was. I also think you hit a point where like monetarily you're comfortable, right? To where it's like, so then you don't necessarily have to set a monetary goal, but you're right, it's like making sure everyone that we work with is comfortable and hitting their goals.
Absolutely. Your team has to fit into your vision, and for me, our team keeps growing. My subcontractors are part of that vision too. I mean, we want to take care of them. We want to, I want to grow the podcast. I want to, I started the coaching program. So all of that kind of aligns into the one big picture that I have of my life.
Cool.
So just a couple of steps that I've learned along the way. And this first one I struggle with because it's hard. It's visualization. I can't even spell it or say it.
That really is hard for you.
Spelling is not my strong suit in life. But setting time, 5-10 minutes a day in quiet to visualize your goals. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's just hard for me to sit in that quiet and do the visualization. But I'm working on it. It's a muscle that I'm trying to build.
Cool.
And when you're dealing with day-to-day stress, thinking big picture is hard, but I think it's important to do that, to sit back and visualize your things. Your power list is kind of your to-do list of 5 things that you have to do every day. Those have to align with the goals that you're doing. You can't just be...
Ashley, did Levi talk to you about the power list?
I have not yet, no. So the power list, again, I didn't steal it, he gave it to us from Andy Frisella, is the 5 most important things that you have to get done during the day to reach your goals. And it can't be like do your laundry,
Or it can't be,
make your bed.
But it could be, right, if you struggle to like get a workout in every day, that can be one of your things until it becomes a habit, then you take that off.
Yeah, absolutely. Andy Frisella's got a great podcast on it. Go check it out. And then set a reminder on your phone for you to look at your goals 3 times a day. I stole this from Dan Martell. And to me, that's just the reminder that every day you're looking at your goals. Every day you're trying to get to a certain spot, because a lot of us, the resolutioners or the people that set goals during the year, they set them, January 1, and then they never think about them again until it's, too late.
And resolution time again, right? And you're like, I didn't lose any weight.
Yeah. I did look. I was typing my goals out on my notes on my phone, and I found my goals from like 2023 or something.
Oh, interesting.
Or 22, and I've reached a lot of the goals that were on there. So
that's awesome.
Especially the weight loss goals, because apparently I was fat. So those are my little bullet points to reach your dailies that you have to do to get to where you want to be.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to that?
No.
So starting off, number 2 is audit where you're at today, because we don't know how we're going to get there if we don't know where we're at today.
Right.
And this is tough. So, and I'll use like my weight loss goal. So my goal this year is to be under 230 pounds. I'm sitting at about 250 right now.
When was the last time you weighed under 230?
Probably 25 years ago when I played rugby.
Oh.
Yeah. So that is crazy. So, and I think 230, then I can just focus on, building more muscle. And I'm going to be 50 this year, so...
that changed some shit?
It's a little messed up in my head.
Yeah,
so.
get you like some different health goals maybe?
Yeah, because you don't see a lot of old big rabbits. Not a lot of old big guys, so getting lean is definitely definitely the goal there. So finding out, so if you're setting a monetary goal, if you're setting like a savings account goal, first you got to find out where you're at, and then how we're gonna get there. And because if we don't know where we're starting, we can't find, we can't hit the finish line. So, and that's where those daily things. So we got to cut out the things that are holding us back. And if we're talking about a savings goal, eating out, buying coffee, that kind of stuff. If we're saving, we can't, and I'm a frivolous spender. I spend like a drunken sailor. So those are things that I have to be conscious of if I'm wanting to hit a savings goal.
Yeah, so I kind of noticed, even as far as what you have in notes right here, are kind of like things we've talked about in the last few days. So that going back to like the weight loss goal he has in here, like drinking, food, whatever, all that stuff makes you chubby. Funny because you have time audit in here, because I was just saying, I just texted you the other day and said I signed up for all these like programs, and then I never do it because I'm busy, right? I'm busy doing like daily work, to where I just like don't, it like goes to the wayside because I have like real life in like putting out fire stuff I'm dealing with. So Levi like texted me back, and I said, that's one of my goals this year is to actually do this shit that I signed up for. And he said, you need to block out time. and then he put time on it.
And this is one of that's one of the big things that I'm going to really focus on this year is the time audit. Cut out things that are wasting time. Cut out things,
I'm the queen of busy work.
Right.
Yeah, I have a lot of my work is busy work.
And this also gets to when you're starting to get to where the monetary goals are one thing, but the time for, especially in the place that we're at, and you and I had this conversation a couple of years ago when you were like, oh, I'm gonna buy a lawnmower so I can cut my grass. And when you can spend your time more wisely by going to sell a house, meeting a new client, following up with clients, pay somebody $25 to cut your grass because your time is worth so much more. So those are.
I'm also not good at cutting grass.
Right.
The lawnmower never starts the first try, right? Like it would waste so much time for me to where realistically, like going back to that as just an example, for 3 summers of paying someone else to mow my lawn, is what I would pay for the lawnmower. That would have been a pain in my ass.
Absolutely. And when you can spend your time, do an open house, meet one more new client, go meet an existing client, and cultivate those relationships. And then time blocking, office work, and then for me it's shutting my door because we do have staff. We've got you that like to monopolize my time, and those are things that for me that I'm going to do so I can get more stuff done during the day.
Do you think it's hard to honestly audit yourself of where you're at?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to have to sit and think like.
It's like going to the accountant and getting what I like to call a financial colonoscopy.
Yes.
Like nobody really wants to know where they're at.
Right.
And you and I are the best at wasting time.
Oh, I'm so good at that.
we really are good at wasting time. It's important to cultivate relationships with your staff, your subs, people, but I do waste a ton of time. I waste a ton of time scrolling on Instagram. We have to, Dan Martell's book, Buy Back Your Time, is fantastic on this. He's got a whole section on auditing your time. And then there's things that we can control even more. Drinking, drugs, if you're a big weed person, gambling, food. Food's a big one for me.
Oh, yeah.
Because if I eat bad, then I feel like crap. And
haven't you ever heard that food is like, it's like if you are an alcoholic, you just don't drink and you don't put yourself around it. But like if you're addicted to food, you still have to eat to survive, right? You have to eat however many times a day. So it's like, it's a constant thing. And I agree, food is tough.
And then when you're auditing your time, you're also working with your energy levels. And if I eat like crap, I don't feel like doing things, and then I put it off and I procrastinate it. Procrastination is a big thing that I've really worked on. and I've gotten better, but I need to get even more hardcore about it.
Yeah.
Drinking for me is not huge anymore, but it's still the times that I do drink, then I feel like shit the next day, and then I eat bad, and then none of that goes to my goals.
Right.
I know a lot of mostly young men struggle with video games. They kill a bunch of time. They kill you out there. So I think, and then for us, delegating, we need to be better at delegating, you more than me, because we need to be working on the big picture things, the things that move the needle. And those are things that just have to, that suck up your time.
Absolutely.
And you are the queen of busy work.
It's because I don't trust anybody. I have some trust issues as well. Hey, let's deep dive. Jesus.
Let's talk about your mommy issues.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, number 3 is create daily systems. And this is one I'm really working on. Design your day the night before. Plan your workouts. When you're gonna work out, stick to it. And have your calendar blocked off the day before, and that way nothing can ruin your day. Unless, there's a fire, or something like that.
Yeah, the hard thing, not making excuses over here, is...
Sounds like it, doesn't it?
I know. The hard thing, though, is if someone is like, let's say I have time blocked off during my day to work on these things I've signed up for.
Yeah.
If somebody calls me and wants to go see a house,
Right.
I'm gone.
Well, that's understandable.
Yeah.
But that happens once a week.
Yeah.
Don't let it ruin your day. Just pivot and move on. Set your calendar for work. Your emails, your budget. Get everything in blocks. That way, we're sticking to that, and we're really focused on creating those systems. And then lastly, on the creating daily systems is saying no to things that aren't on your goals. You and I are great at being like, oh, let's go grab lunch, or a fun beverage. These things, if they're not on our goals, let's try to cut those out.
I gotta eat.
What's that?
I gotta eat.
You gotta eat. Yes, we can plan that as well. So the daily systems for everything. We'll cover this a little later with the SOPs. If we can get our SOPs set up for every task, it'll really cut out time and energy there. Second, we're going to create more levels. This is number 4. We're going to start using SOPs for every action. Everything that happens in our daily business life. Even you can go as far as your household tasks. You can create automatic deliveries for your house for food and that kind of stuff. AI is huge with setting up levers. Automation on emails. I'm working on getting a virtual assistant to handle my email load because I get so many emails during the day. For me, capital with the banks and investors. Creating these levers that are moving the needle to where you want to go. I know Cozi's been working really hard on getting AI to create systems and stuff like that.
Again, something I signed up for. I am behind on.
And delegation, where Cozi struggles the most. Dan Martell says it all the time, 80%, something done 80% by somebody else is better than 100% done by you.
You know what's really funny about me with the delegation is even think about the Christmas presents. I felt guilty having Ashley wrap.
I didn't.
I had a great time wrapping.
Good. I know. I was like, I felt kind of bad. Right. I even said it.
I didn't because I've been delegating Christmas wrapping for
yeah.
For a long
It used to
time.
get delegated to me.
Do the things that you're good at. It took Ashley, I can't believe how fast she was wrapping.
I know. I agree.
And for me to do it, it would be a month and a half to do that. So delegation is a huge thing, and we're going to work on all of that. Number 5 is network. Network is a hard thing for me, and I've been really working on this because we're we're talking about the big picture and how we're going to get to our goals. So the people around you will shape the road to get to your goals. We've done a great job of creating our organism of our staff, of our company, with great people. Ashley and Tyler are fantastic. Keith and Josh, obviously, and Mike, have been great. So the people that, we've all heard you're a collective of the 5 people that you're around the most. So, and I think we've done a good job of cultivating that in our office area. We have to do that. I have to do that better. You're good at this. Evaluating your friends. I've got some shitbag friends.
Yeah.
Which they're all fantastic, but I have to evaluate the things that I'm doing on a daily basis. If I'm going to go hang out with my high school buddies, even your work friends, your colleagues, that kind of
That's
stuff.
funny. I feel like it's different for men too, because, right, like if I go meet a lender in a professional setting, right, we go to lunch or whatever. Levi goes to me, they want to have drinks.
They always want to have drinks.
Which is so weird to me.
Yeah.
And you have a harder time telling them no than you do your high school friends.
Oh, 100%. Well, because there's different goals. There's the business goals, the monetary, how are we getting, if I'm meeting with bankers or, developers, they all want a cocktail. They all want to hang out. It doesn't help that I'm a great time.
I think it's just like a man way of doing things, which is so weird. But I've watched you tell them like, oh yeah, no, I'm not drinking. And they're not like, well, then we're not doing business.
Right.
Right? You just have to be, it's like a will thing.
Oh,
right?
100%. So you got to cut the negative people out of your life. The negativity will drive you down more than anything. So I've got a couple of bullet points of how I'm going to kind of shuffle through this. Who's pushing you forward? You need to surround yourself with people that have the same goals, that have the same drive. They don't do the same goals. Obviously, we're going to be in different industries, that kind of stuff. Who's moving the needle in the direction that you're going, not just because you've got a 30-year friendship with them.
Yeah.
Who cheers when you win? This is a big deal. You need to surround yourself with people that are happy for you when you succeed. Then it's like, who's holding you back? Who's not moving? I've got one of my best friends on the planet. We don't have the same goals. He's a bank auditor. He's happy with where he's at, but he's the guy that cheers for me when I win.
Right.
And he's a great time. He's smart. We have great talks about economics and stuff like that. And the most important is who doesn't cheer when you win.
And you're right, I am good at this, because if I'll cut you out, bye, you'll hold on to those people forever.
Yeah. So that's a big thing for me this year, is not to hang out with those people, not to, we can still be friends, we can, still see each other, that kind of stuff, but I'm not going to spend a lot of time with that. The people that don't cheer for when you win are the most toxic people, because you should always be cheering for your friends.
Absolutely.
And your family. And it's a toxic thing. What's that?
That was a really good point.
Yeah. What's nice about when you're hanging out with the people that are on the same path as you is then you can compare notes. Like, what's working for you, what's not working. Share your wins, share your losses, and figure out how not to make those losses happen again. Then another good question is, would you like to be like them? Or do they have a happy, family life? Or does their wife hate them? That kind of stuff. It goes back to the energy. Do they drain your energy when you see them? We all have those people in our lives, and a lot of it is family. A lot of it, the family will drain you more than any, because we feel that we're compelled to hang out with them. Mm-hmm. The good news for us is we don't have a ton left.
Right. 1,000,000%. Or like the ones that we're around are the ones we choose to be around, and not
Right.
Yeah, we don't have like the guilt of having to hang out with like the ones that suck the life out of you anymore.
Yeah, and I'm better at this than Cozi. Cozi's got this weird attachment to some family, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah, it's funny that you can't let your friends go. And
Because I was around them way more than I was their family. And then the people that give you energy. You know, Tyler's a great example of this in our office. He's our nephew. And he's just always happy. He's, you know, always moving forward, you know.
Yeah.
He just gives you energy. Not that you don't, actually.
Ashley gives you energy.
Yeah. So the moral to this is set boundaries for your friends and your family. There's a time and a place for everything. You know, there's things that we can do and to not put ourselves in those situations. Number 6 is stay on track, and this is where we're really gonna have to really buckle down. Is we're gonna have to measure. Where we need to make to really keep track because what measures gets managed, and the easiest one to kind of track is your fitness goals. If you're not running the mile time that you want to run, then you know what you have to fix. Your weight loss, that's easy. Weigh yourself a couple times a day. Those things, but like we need to really get focused on our sales, houses closed, that kind of stuff to really manage those, to track those, and we'll come up with systems. Goes back to systems to track those things. Sales, revenue, everything like that. Have accountability partners. You and I are good at this because we shit talk each other all the time.
Yeah. Did you pick your word for the year?
Haven't picked the word yet.
Okay.
Working on that. I did pick the song. I like to have a song and a word.
Ashley, did you pick a word?
Yeah, but I think I'm gonna reevaluate it.
Okay. What'd you pick?
Mindfulness at first, because a lot of the food addiction thing is about.
Okay.
So being present, I think, would probably help that a lot,
Yeah.
because I don't have any hunger cues.
Yeah. So, but maybe being present would be a good one, literally for everything, just in life, right?
Yeah.
To make sure you're present in all interactions and whatever, and with what you're eating.
Yeah.
Mine's consistency. Because that's something I struggle with.
I think everybody does. That's a really easy. And I think we've gotten better over the years of cutting those things that don't keep us consistent out. And lastly, number 7 is cut out distractions and keep it simple. I think a lot of times we want to make things a lot harder than they really are. And Cozi's gonna love this, is if you do the little things right, you do the big things right. These are things that.
Ashley, can we get a sign made that says that?
If we cut out the distractions and just keep working towards the goal, it doesn't mean don't have fun, but winning's more fun than fun is fun.
It's true. You know what else? I just had a good idea for like a little motivational purposes, since Ashley's going to make that sign, is maybe in our conference room we should do everyone's word of the year on the wall.
What if mine's not family friendly?
It's your office, man.
Yeah.
Dude.
We'll get a black box to just put over it. We can move it.
I motivate myself with anger. So yeah, lastly, keep it simple. Every day, tackle your goals. I think we're set up to have a great 2026.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if you wake up every day with your goals in mind and attack them, you'll have a badass 2026.
Badass 2026. I love badass. Well, great. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Have a great 2026. Follow me at Levi Wanner on Instagram.